Okay, so everyone knows Resident Evil, everyone knows Silent Hill, but what if I told you the PS2 was hiding an entire basement full of horror games that most people completely slept on? Games that were scary, weird, brilliant, and for some reason, nobody talks about them. Today we are fixing that. These are 9 PS2 horror games that could genuinely go toe to toe with Resident Evil, and some of them honestly might be better. So grab your controller, turn the lights off, or don't, I'm not your dad. Let's get into it. Number 9. Shadow Hearts. Now I know what you're thinking, that doesn't sound like a horror game. And you're right, it's a JRPG. But hear me out. Shadow Hearts is set in an alternate history version of the early 1900s. Dark, gothic, pre-war Europe. But with Lovecraftian cosmic horror woven into the real world. Cthulhu level stuff, ancient gods, dark rituals, historical locations turned nightmarish. The protagonist can literally fuse with monsters to gain their powers. The combat system called the Judgment Ring is one of the most unique in any JRPG ever, and the tone, it somehow balances generally dark horror with moments of absurd. One year you're fighting a demon, next second a character says something completely unhinged and you're laughing. It's the most unexpected entry on this list, and also one of the most memorable PS2 games period. Not just horror games, all games. If you never ever touched Shadow Hearts, you're missing out, seriously.
Huh? Oh, you fell for it too.
Fell for what?
You don't get it? We've got to get you out of here quick.
Number 8. Obscure. And this one is unique for a very specific reason. Co-op on a PS2 horror game in 2004. Wild, right? 5 teenagers trapped in a school after dark, mysterious experiments, monsters everywhere. Each character has their own unique ability. One is stronger, one is faster, one can pick locks. So who you play as actually matters. The story keeps you genuinely intrigued. Unexpected moments pop up constantly. The puzzle design is solid. Is it scary? Moderately. Is it fun? Surprisingly yes, especially with a friend, because nothing bonds people like desperately running from monsters in a school at midnight. It's a short game too, around 6 hours, so it's the perfect one-night horror experience.
This.
Number 7. Rule of Rose. This game was banned in the United Kingdom. That's quite the opening statement for a game, right? The controversy was mostly based on misunderstandings, but the reputation stuck. You play as Jennifer, a young woman trapped in a dark fairy tale world ruled by children, and it is deeply psychologically disturbing. Not in a gore way, not in a jump scare way. This story is making me genuinely uncomfortable. And I need to keep going to understand it. Wait, the gameplay itself honestly not great, clunky combat, slow movement, but the story and atmosphere, some people call it one of the most emotionally devastating horror games ever made. It's one of those games where the experience matters more than the mechanics. If you can get past the gameplay jank, Rule of Rose will stay with you.
Jennifer.
Number 6. Kuon. And this one is different, made by From Software. Yes, the same studio who make the Dark Souls series. You can say the Dark Souls people. Before they were the Dark Souls people, set in feudal Japan, Heian period, dark mansion in Kyoto, candlelit rooms, flute music in distance, yokai, Japanese spirit, shuffling through paper screens. No guns, no modern weapons, just you, Japanese horror folklore, and a creeping sense of dread. The story follows 3 playable characters, each with their own separate path through the same nightmare, and the further you go, the darker it gets. It's also one of the rarest PS2 games to find physically. It's expansive, it's obscure, it never got a sequel, it never got a remake. From Software just made this one deeply unsettling horror game and then went anyway. Here's Demon Souls. Worth hunting down if you're a real horror fan.
Roger! Dennis! Help me! Dennis!
Number 5. Extermination. And this one is a hidden gem. PS2 launch era game. You're a soldier named Dennis Riley, sent to a research facility in Antarctica. Things go wrong immediately because of course they do. But here's what makes this game unique. The infection mechanic. Most games get bit, take damage, move on. This game get exposed to the environment or certain enemies and your infection level rises. Let it hit 100%, Dennis' health gets capped and starting constantly draining. And if you die at that point, he mutates. Game over. You have to actually manage it, find vaccines, avoid exposures while also surviving. It's basically the thing as a PS2 game, which is honestly a sentence that should make every horror fan want to play it immediately. Early in the PS2's life, so the graphics show their age, but the mechanic is still clever today.
These old Russian whalers all stink to high heaven.
What's that? Open fire! Open fire! Holy shit!
Number 4. Cold Fear. And this one has the saddest story of all time. Not the game's story, the game's real story. This game released in 2005, the same year as Resident Evil 4, one of the greatest games ever made. So Cold Fear came out, looked at RE4 and just died quietly. It's never stood a chance, poor thing. But here's what nobody tells you. Cold Fear is actually good. You're a Coast Guard officer sent to investigate an abandoned Russian whaling ship in the middle of the ocean at night. The ship is full of mutated zombie parasite things. The ocean is rocking. The atmosphere is incredibly claustrophobic. It's not perfect. The graphics are rough. The story is mediocre. But the setting, a zombie infested ship in the middle of the storm with nowhere to run, that's genuinely terrifying and no other game was doing it like that. Victim of bad timing, deserve way more love.
Huey.
Number 3. Haunting Ground. And again, this one hits different. You play as Fiona, a young woman who wakes up locked in the dungeon of a castle after a car accident, alone, confused, and very quickly realizes she's being hunted. Now Capcom made this game using their own Resident Evil engine, so it looks polished, it feels polished, but the gameplay completely different. You don't fight back, your aim survival tool is running, and your companion is a dog named Huey, who you can command to defend you. What makes this game genuinely unsettling is the feeling it creates. You always feel vulnerable. You always feel like someone is watching. The story has a gut punch ending that sticks with you. It's also one of the most expensive PS2 games to collect now. So if you have a copy lying around, congratulations, you have money.
Do you see yourself?
Number 2. Siren, known as Forbidden Siren in some countries. So here's a fun fact that blew my mind. This game was made by Keiichiro Toyama. Sorry for the pronunciation. So who is that? Only the guy who created the original Silent Hill. He left Konami, joined Sony and made this. The game is set in a cursed Japanese village, Hanuda, where a ritual goes wrong and now everyone in the village has turned into these things called Shibito. Half alive, half dead, muttering to themselves, and they are unkillable. You cannot kill them. You have to sneak. You have to hide. You have to run. And the wild part, the story is told across multiple characters and timelines. It's fragmented, it's confusing on purpose, and it demands your full attention. Is it hard? Yes. Is it frustrating? Also yes. It is worth it if you enjoy psychological horror that respects your brain. Absolutely.
Mayu? A lost village.
Number 1. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly. Okay, real talk. This game is genuinely one of the scariest things ever put on a PS2. You play as a twin sisters, Mio and Mayu, who wander into an abandoned village, cursed village.
It's a bit cold.
Full of ghosts, classic setup, right? But here's the twist that makes this game special. Your only weapon is a camera. That's it. No guns, no knife, just a camera. You literally have to look directly at the coast through the viewfinder to damage it, which sounds cool on paper until a ghost is right in your face and your hands are shaking. The atmosphere in this game is unreal. The story is tragic. The scares are psychological, not cheap jump scares. Game Informer once ranked it the scariest game ever made, and honestly hard to argue. Worth playing? Absolutely yes. If you played a remake version of this game, you can try this PS2 version too. Just don't play it alone at night, trust me. And that's my list. 9 PS2 horror games that went criminally underappreciated. From Fatal Frame's camera-based terror to Shadow Heart's cosmic weirdness, the PS2 era had so much horror than people give it credit for. If you played any of these, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. And if there's a PS2 horror game I missed that you think deserves to be on this list, drop it below. I read every comment. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It generally helps the channel more than you think. Subscribe if you're new. We do a lot of PS2 content and gaming deep dives on here. Till then, I see you in the next one. Peace.